Mhm.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Mike, for doing this health interview. I'm going to ask a series of questions and just answer them as best you can.
Sounds good.
Um, the first couple are on a scale of 1 through 7. One being none or not willing, 7 being competent or willing. How well do you feel you know the recommended standard for healthy, nutritious eating on a scale of 1 to 7?
Probably a 5.
Okay. How willing are you to make changes in your nutritional patterns in the next 4 weeks? 1 not willing, 7 willing.
Well, if you were to ask me like 2 weeks ago, I would have said like 4, almost borderline unwilling. I am now willing, so I'd say like a 5 or a 6.
How ready are you to make changes in your nutritional patterns in the next 4 weeks? 1 not ready,
Hmm.
7 absolutely ready.
My nutritional patterns. Am I ready? That is a good question. Um, uh, Probably a 5. Like mentally, I'm there. I think I need to now make better choices with food.
For me, eating all of my meals according to the recommended
Hmm.
standards regularly over the next 4 weeks would be 1 impossible, 7 easy.
Would not be easy. Definitely not easy. I would say probably like in general, I think every meal would be okay, but in general, over the course of a day to make good food choices, it would be hard. But I would say probably to get the recommended amount, I would probably say a 4.
We're going to do a couple yes or no questions.
Okay.
Most of my friends eat healthy.
Uh, I, I think in general, the whole population as a whole doesn't eat healthy, particularly healthy. Um, can you give me the question again?
Most of my friends eat healthy.
Most of my friends eat healthy. No. I
No.
mean, I don't think people in general eat healthy. Healthy in a sense, you know. But it's part of our culture now here in America where you bring snacks to everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Desserts, you bring desserts to everything, you know. So I would say, and was that a yes or a no?
Yeah, yes
Okay.
or no.
No, I don't think so.
What about most of my family members eat healthy?
Um, on a whole, no,
Okay.
definitely.
My spouse eats healthy.
Healthy is a very, very broad term. And when I think healthy, I think in general you're healthy. Like your food choices are good in general. You don't drink soda, your snacks are very limited. So I think in general you eat healthy, yes. I think like on a whole, if you were looking on a scale, I would say you are more healthy food wise than the population.
Okay. Most people in my social network want me to eat healthy in the next 4 weeks, and this is a 1 through 7. 1 disagree,
Hmm.
7 strongly agree.
In my social network,
They want you to eat
they
healthy.
want me to eat healthy. I would say no. I
But on a scale of
no,
one to
I
six.
know. I'm
Okay.
just thinking about that. I mean, in general, I think people have your best interests at heart and they would love to see you eat healthy. But I think in general, our society and even our friends, even though we have active friends who in general make good food choices, I would say, I think there's still a stigma of there will be treats, there will be cake, there will be cobbler, there'll be candy available, sodas, things like that. So I think in general people encourage eating unhealthy. So no, I
Makes
don't.
them feel better
Yeah,
if other people are
yeah, I
doing it
think
as well, kind
even
of thing.
even when it comes to healthy food or unhealthy food, like it makes people uncomfortable when you're not eating
Eating the
cake
cake.
and everyone else is eating cake. It's just you're the odd duck. So I think in general, even friends, it's awkward to make good food choices. So
So
a three.
a three. Okay. How confident are you that you will be able to eat healthy in the next 4 weeks? One, very unconfident. Seven, very confident.
I would say I'm more confident than I was. Um, I'd say probably a
4.
or 5.
Okay.
No, let's go 5.
We'll go
I
5.
think I can make good food choices. I think it's just it's hard every meal to make good food choices. So
How confident are you that you could overcome obstacles that prevent you from eating healthy in the next 4 weeks?
I'm confident. I probably a 6.
A 6.
Just because I think it just comes down to rewiring how you think about food. For instance, like this week, I'm thinking about like Monday, I went to Panera, and normally I get soda with I drink a lot of soda, so I I'm trying to rewire my thinking when I go out to eat of not drinking a soda when I have my meals. So it's all about, for me, rewiring the way I think. Instead of that, making a better choice.
I believe I have the ability to eat healthy in the next 4 weeks. One, definitely not. Seven, definitely do.
Definitely.
Definitely do. We
7,
have the
yeah.
ability.
I think we all have the ability. It's just the willpower, and whether or not you're willing to stick to it.
Okay. What kind of strategies have you done in the past to change your eating patterns?
To change my eating habits, well, I mentioned like the rethinking, just being overly focused on what you're eating and how you're eating it. One thing is MyFitnessPal. It tracks your nutritional intake, your um, calorie intake, and things like that. And I think having an accountability to what you're eating is a huge indicator. I mean, it's at night when you know you have to log that you drank a Mountain Dew or you had Skittles and you had a Big Mac at McDonald's. Um, that's a huge accountability factor when you're typing that into a computer. So that's something that I've used in the past. And then also having accountability partners like friends and things like that has been a big difference maker. And with that MyFitnessPal, when you have friends that you're both tracking your calories, you can make it public where they can see those they can see those what you're inputting,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes a huge difference because it's embarrassing if one thing to have go way over, or say you had a cinnamon roll for breakfast or things like that. So that's been a big thing for me. Accountability partner and MyFitnessPal has been great.
Okay. And is your current weight or body composition affecting your life right now? If so, how?
Yeah, I would say yes. I would say in general, my body weight, physically, I'm not as strong as I used to be. Physically, I'm not as in shape, and I'm obviously heavier than I was in high school and college. And I mean, there's a weight that I'd like to get down to. So it has affected me, just performance in sports and just general well-being. I mean, when you're not exercising and you're not making good food choices, I think a person can only feel so happy. Like I think like it caps your happiness. So if your happiness level is 100%, I feel if you're not exercising and eating right, your happiness level is capped off at like 70%. Like there's no way you can truly be happy in your life unless you're making good food choices or somewhat good food choices, conscious food choices, and having somewhat regular exercise in your life. I just think mentally it's hard to keep the spirits up without doing those things.
Are you willing to keep a nutritional intake log? Have you kept one before?
Yeah, So I answered that earlier. Yeah,
through the MyFitnessPal,
yeah,
the app.
and I'm willing to. And actually, it's funny you're interviewing me now because I actually think I might start doing that tomorrow. So
Perfect.
that worked out good.
How would you rate your knowledge of proper nutrition and its relationship to weight management? One, not at all, and seven, very knowledgeable.
I probably a 5. I think a 7 would be like a personal trainer or nutritionist. I'm not a I'm not either. So
Okay. Our next section kind of focuses on exercise and fitness behavior.
okay.
How well do you feel you know the recommended standard of exercise to prevent disease and those to promote weight loss? On a scale of 1 to 7 again.
Probably a 6. I would, if I'm having to guess, I think it's like 30 minutes a day, 5 days or 6 days a week. Am I right?
Yeah, something like that. How willing are you to participate in an exercise program?
7. Yeah, I'm willing to. Willing and able, I'd like to, and one of those things that nags at me and each day when I don't do it. So
Um, how ready or prepared are you to incorporate a daily exercise program into your routine?
7. I'm ready to go.
For me, exercising regularly over the next 4 weeks would be interesting, boring, enjoyable, unenjoyable, relaxing, or stressful.
Enjoyable.
And
Be fun.
a couple more yes or no questions. Most of my friends exercise regularly. Yes or no?
Most. I'd say yes. The majority of my circle is very active.
Most of my family members exercise regularly.
I would say no.
Nice.
I mean, there's some, but I think on a whole, I think exercises.
My
I mean, they're
spouse
active, but
my spouse exercises regularly.
it's pretty harsh, I guess. My spouse, no. Actually, that's too blunt. I mean, you're active, I think, but but if I had to answer that for myself, I would say no, even though I'm active, usually twice a week, but I would say in general, not great.
Okay. Most people in my social network want me to exercise regularly in the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, I would say
On a scale of 1 to 7.
7. I would say the majority, if not all of them, would want me to be active and
How
encourage that.
confident are you that you'll be able to exercise regularly in the next 7 weeks, or excuse me, the next 4 weeks?
6. I think there's just, and those are excuses, so probably a 7.
Okay.
I'm confident. It's just all about setting those goals and writing them down. And
I believe I have the ability to exercise regularly in the next 4 weeks.
yeah, obviously 7.
A 7. What specific types of aerobic exercise do you enjoy and dislike?
Things I enjoy doing, anything outdoor, active, skating, hockey, snowboarding, skiing, running, hiking, really any sport. Things that I dislike, um,
Just in regards to aerobic exercise, so more cardiovascular stuff.
probably ballet.
Okay. Ballet, yoga, that kind of stuff.
Yoga. Actually, I've done yoga once and it was very relaxing.
So maybe Zumba.
But I wouldn't want to do that on a regular basis.
Okay. What specific types of resistance training exercise do you enjoy, dislike?
Define resistance training. Do you have a definition? Or?
I don't have one provided
Okay.
for me, but I assume
Like weightlifting,
weightlifting,
and things like
stuff
that.
like that, bulking
Yeah.
up more.
Weightlifting.
You enjoy weightlifting?
I like it. I mean, I think it's very beneficial. It's all about getting at it.
Any
So.
resistance exercise that you don't particularly like?
Probably just getting at it.
The beginning of them,
Yeah,
the start of
I
it,
think just getting in that routine and
getting in the groove.
yeah. I find it easier to go out and do cardiovascular exercise than I do the resistance training. Just because cardiovascular, you can just go out and run. You can
Yeah,
go out and
body
do that,
simply.
and there's no start and stop. It's just go out and do it, and you can get that done in a 20-minute, 30-minute exercise. Whereas weightlifting, it stretches out the time. So if you're short on time, I feel like cardiovascular is just like, well, this is my, I just want to move. Then that's the go-to.
What barriers in the past, if any, have prevented you from engaging in a consistent exercise regimen or impeded your success with such a routine?
Will you state the question again?
Yeah, what barriers in the past, if any, have prevented you from engaging in a consistent exercise regimen or
Mm-hmm.
program or impeded, stopped your success with such a routine?
Mm-hmm. A bunch of stuff. I mean, you can use any excuse you want. Time,
Such as other distractions,
distractions,
time
lack of
issues.
willpower, time issues, food choices. I think in the past, especially lately over the last 2 years, I think food choices have stopped me from exercising that day.
Like if you've made bad food
Yeah,
choices.
if I've made bad food choices, it's hard to get motivated to go run when you've drank a soda at noon. So I think that's happened more times than I'd like to admit over the last year, 2 years, where I had intentions in the morning to exercise and exercise that night, and that got put on the back burner because of food choices or other excuses. You million excuses. We all have them.
How confident are you over the next 4 weeks that you could overcome obstacles that prevent you from exercising regularly on a scale from 1 to 7?
Probably a five or a six. I mean, it just comes down to that willpower. Making better food choices for me is key. And then when I have that feeling to go do it, you got to go do it.
So just a few more questions. What are the top 3 outcomes you want from participation in a workout program?
What top
What
outcomes?
top 3 outcomes are you hoping for
Um,
if you were to do a consistent exercise workout program?
Probably outcomes. I mean, there's so many benefits. So, mental health boost, physical health boost of strength, both from cardiovascular and weightlifting, and then increased performance in the sports that I like to do.
In the next 4 weeks, my goal is to exercise 1, not at all, or
Mhm.
7 every day.
My goal,
Yeah,
probably 4 days a week. I'd like to. I think that's a realistic goal.
4 days. Okay, and then I have a commitment part. Are you
Uh-oh.
willing to accept the fact that there is no magic answer and that I have to learn to problem solve what I eat and how much I move until I find the balance that promotes maintaining a weight that is healthy and that I am happy with?
Will you restate that?
Mm-hmm. Are you willing to accept the fact that there is no magic answer and that I have to learn to problem solve what I eat and how much I move until I find
Mhm.
the balance that promotes maintaining a weight that is healthy and that I am happy with?
Yeah, that's a great point too.
So you're willing to
Because
accept the
because
responsibility is
well, yeah, for sure. And when you look at all these fad diets and things like that, or people are cutting this out or cutting that out, and granted, those things are great. They're short-term fixes to a long-term problem. You need to living healthy is a lifestyle change. It's a total mindset change. It's not, oh, I'm going to just be on this kick diet and go on this cleanse and then I'm down to the healthy weight that I want. No, that's not healthy. That's just you're making a temporary fix and then you'll go back to those same habits and routines. So, yeah.
And one last question. Because of the answers you provided, how willing are you to participate in a lifestyle change experience for the next 13 weeks?
13 weeks. It's a
Would you
good
be
amount
willing
of
to
time.
participate
Absolutely.
in that?
Yeah. I think it'd be good for me and help me make some changes that I know I need to make.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Mike, for your time.
You're welcome.
You did a great job.
Perfect.
So you can hit.
Sounds good.